Exodus chapter 27 verse 1 to 21. Verse 1. Build an altar of acacia wood, 3 cubits high. It is to be square, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits wide. Verse 2. Make a horn at each of the 4 corners, so that the horns and the altar are of one piece, and overlay the altar with bronze. Verse 3. Make all its utensils of bronze, its pot to remove the ashes, and its shovels, sprinkling bowls, meat forks, and fire pans. Verse 4. Make a grating for it, a bronze network, and make a bronze ring at each of the 4 corners of the network. Verse 5. Put it under the lids of the altar so that it is halfway up the altar. Verse 6. Make poles of acacia wood for the altar and overlay them with bronze. Verse 7. The poles are to be inserted into the ring so they will be on 2 sides of the altar when it is carried. Verse 8. Make the altar hollow, out of boards. It is to be made just as you were shown on the mountain. Verse 9. Make a courtyard for the tabernacle. The south side shall be 100 cubits long and is to have curtains of finely twisted linen. Verse 10. With 20 posts and 20 bronze bases, and with silver hooks and bands on the post. Verse 11. The north side shall also be 100 cubits long and is to have curtains, with 20 posts and 20 bronze bases, and with silver hooks and bands on the post. Verse 12. The west end of the courtyard shall be 50 cubits wide and have curtains, with 10 posts and 10 bases. Verse 13. On the east end, toward the sunrise, the courtyard shall also be 50 cubits wide. Verse 14. Curtains 15 cubits long are to be on one side of the entrance, with 3 posts and 3 bases. Verse 15. And curtains 15 cubits long are to be on the other side, with 3 posts and 3 bases. Verse 16. For the entrance to the courtyard, provide a curtain 20 cubits long, of blue, purple, and scarlet yarns and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer, with 4 posts and 4 bases. Verse 17. All the posts around the courtyard are to have silver bands and hooks, and bronze bases. Verse 18. The courtyard shall be 100 cubits long and 50 cubits wide, with curtains of finely twisted linen 5 cubits high, and with bronze braces. Verse 19. All the other articles used in the service of the tabernacle, whatever their functions, including all the 10 pigs for it and those for the courtyard, are to be of bronze. Verse 20. Command the Israelites to bring you clear oil of pressed olives for the light, so that the lamps may be keep burning. Verse 21. In the tent of meeting, outside the curtain that shields the ark of the covenant law, Aaron and his sons are to keep the lamps burning before the Lord from evening till morning. This is to be a lasting ordinance among the Israelites for their generations to come. Exodus chapter 28 verse 1 to 43. Verse 1. Have Aaron your brother brought to you from among the Israelites, along with his sons Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar, so they may serve me as priests. Verse 2. Make sacred garments for your brother Aaron to give him dignity and honor. Verse 3. Tell all the skilled workers to whom I have given wisdom in such matters that they are to make garments for Aaron, for his consecration, so he may serve me as priest. Verse 4. These are the garments they are to make: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these sacred garments for your brother Aaron and his sons, so they may serve me as a priest. Verse 5. Have them use gold, and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and fine linen. Verse 6. Make the ephod of gold and of blue, purple and scarlet yarn, and of finely twisted linen, the work of skilled hands. Verse 7. It is to have 2 shoulder pieces attached of 2 of its corners, so it can be fastened. Verse 8. Its skillfully woven waistband is to be like it, of 1 piece with the ephod and made with gold, and with blue, purple and scarlet yarn, and with finely twisted linen. Verse 9. Take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel. Verse 10. In the order of their birth, 6 names on 1 stone and the remaining 6 on the other. Verse 11. Engrave the names of the sons of Israel on the 2 stones the way a gem cutter engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in the gold filigree settings. Verse 12. And fasten them on the shoulder pieces of the ephods as memorial stones for the sons of Israel. Aaron is to bear the names on his shoulders as a memorial before the Lord. Verse 13. Make gold filigree settings. Verse 14. And 2 braided chains of pure gold, like a rope, and attach the chains to the settings. Verse 15. Fashions a breastpiece for making decisions, the work of skilled hands. Make it like the ephod, of gold and of blue, purples and scarlet yarn, and of finely twisted linen. Verse 16. It is to be square, a span long and a span wide, and folded double. Verse 17. Then mount 4 rows of precious stones on it. The first row shall be carnelian, chrysolite, and beryl. Verse 18. The second row shall be turquoise, lapis, lazuli, and emerald. Verse 19. The third row shall be jacinth, agate, and amethyst. Verse 20. The fourth row shall be topaz, onyx, and jasper. Mount them in gold filigree settings. Verse 21. There are to be 12 stones, 1 for each of the names of the sons of Israel. It's engraved like a seal with the name of one of the 12 tribes. Verse 22. For the breastpiece make braided chains of pure gold, like a rope. Verse 23. Make 2 gold rings for it and fasten them to 2 corners of the breastpiece. Verse 24. Fasten the 2 gold chains to the rings at the corners of the breastpiece. Verse 25. And the other ends of the chains to the 2 settings, attaching them to the shoulder pieces of the ephod at the front. Verse 26. Make 2 gold rings and attach them to the other 2 corners of the breastpiece on the inside edge next to the ephod. Verse 27. Make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the bottoms of the shoulder pieces on the front of the ephod, close to the seam just above the waistbands of the ephod. Verse 28. The rings of the breastpiece are to be tied to the rings of the ephod with blue cord, connecting it to the waistband, so that the breastpiece will not swing out from the ephod. Verse 29. Whenever Aaron enters the holy place, he will bear the names of the sons of Israel over his heart on the breastpiece of decision as a continuing memorial before the Lord. Verse 30. Also put the Urim and the Thummim in the breastpiece, so they may be over Aaron's heart whenever he enters the presence of the Lord. Thus, Aaron will always bear the means of making decisions for the Israelites over his heart before the Lord. Verse 31. Make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth. Verse 32. With an opening for the head in its center, there shall be a woven edge like a collar around this opening, so that it will not tear. Verse 33. Make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarns around the hem of the robe, with gold bells between them. Verse 34. The gold bells and the pomegranates are to alternate around the hem of the robe. Verse 35. Aaron must wear it when he ministers. The sound of the bells will be heard when he enters the holy place before the Lord and when he comes out, so that he will not die. Verse 36. Make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it as on a seal, holy to the Lord. Verse 37. Fasten a blue cord to it to attach it to the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban. Verse 38. It will be on Aaron's forehead, and he will bear the guilt involved in the sacred gifts the Israelites consecrate. Whatever their gifts may be, it will be on Aaron's forehead continually so that they will be acceptable to the Lord. Verse 39. Wave the tunic of fine linen and make the turban of fine linen. The sash is to be the work of an embroiderer. Verse 40. Make tunic, sashes, and caps for Aaron's sons to give them dignity and honor. Verse 41. After you put these clothes on your brother Aaron's and his sons, anoint and ordain them, consecrate them so they may serve me as priests. Verse 42. Make linen undergarments as a covering for the body, reaching from the waist to the thigh. Verse 43. Aaron and his sons must wear them whenever they enter the tent of meeting or approach the altar to minister in the holy place, so that they will not incur guilt and die. This is to be a lasting ordinance for Aaron and his descendants.